Filipinos. What's unique about Filipinos is that we're South Asian. We're also black. We're Asian black. We're not from Africa black, but we have developed our blackness in Asia. You could look up the AHPARYAM. We are also colonized by Spain. So we have Spanish cultural influences in our world. So we're Spanish, Asian, and black. And I love that we're more so claiming the blackness too, I think, which has been done because we do experience a lot of colorism. Just look at the whitening soaps in that area. What I'm loving now is the reclaiming of our indigenous roots to the land. And it's also important to note that even though we may have these in our blood, we also look a certain way. It's important to embody our model minorityness. Like, look at me. You can't tell that I have all three of those. Maybe you can, but I pass off as a model minority look. And we don't have the experience of the African American experience. We don't experience a world because we do not appear African American. We do not appear black. So, but it's in there. So I want to acknowledge that it's a different experience overall, to acknowledge the privilege of that. It's the model minority privilege, but also embracing the indigenous roots that define in the background, celebrating it and allowing us to connect with others in this way. Not to mention the other Asian influences, the East Asian, Chinese migration, Taiwanese migration also influence our looks. That's why we look typically East Asian mixed with Spanish, mixed with black. We have this unique genetic makeup. Religion, due to colonization by Spain, we have, and also the US was there for a little bit. That's why there's American culture is popularized there. A lot of Filipinos speak American English, and other religions, even Spanish colonization. We have a lot of people that delivered Islam more south of the Philippines. So it's just an amazing dynamic continent if you really think about it. So I just love expressing and celebrating this, and I'm so glad a lot of people are just so excited about sharing who they are and really wanting to connect to the indigenous roots to the land.
Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to my Akim Waqwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this found captivity. This brother Kawak coming at you with no lesson. And I am I'm genuinely surprised because I've never even heard of, or I never even knew about this. Wow. Even the stuff where she was talking about can I show this on the thing? They're showing their freaking ass or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that just goes to show, because if you see her and you see her and she just looks like not Filipino or stuff like that. And the thing is that if you really go to, or maybe go or just see the average Filipino person, it does range. And that's basically the thing that she was trying to say, that she was saying, where it's not, the Filipinos are not just one people, and we really are, we as Israelites are scattered, and this is basically an example of that mixing, quote unquote mixing, whereas we're also just colonized by our oppressors. Okay, so honestly, if I really want to, which I'm gonna try to do it. I might come back to this video and make another video on it after I do research and find out more about these AHPARYAM people. All right, I'm gonna find out more about these AHPARYAM people and do a whole lesson if I remember. If I am not lazy, I'm gonna go actually study the thing, just like I did a video on the Ainu in Japan. I'm gonna get on this as well, because I want to see, I didn't know, I didn't have a real direction. I did hear about the people, what was it? I think it's Tibet in China or something like that. I heard about that, but again, which is what I said when I made my my Ainu video. It's very hard to get information on other countries' history, because oftentimes it's literally locked away, or it's not readily or as easily acceptable compared to me just, I learned from not American, what's it called, North American schools and stuff like that, so I already know what the history is, or I just go in and look at the history from North America in general, because I live in North America, compared to, I don't live in China, or I don't live in fucking Philippines, so I can't get that type of stuff. And that's just the experience that I had experienced from my stuff. If anything, I would need to talk to someone to actually give me that type of information, which maybe I'll consider it if I can do it. So, but outside of that, let me get back into this lesson. And basically, 1 John chapter 4 verse 1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Yahawadah, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And this is an example of that, where sometimes you can't just say, this person isn't an Israelite. They're it's like they're pale skin, or this person isn't an Israelite. They look like they're Chinese. Well, no, of course that's not how you're supposed to do stuff. You're supposed to try the spirits, and by try the spirits, you're supposed to see do they resonate with the truth? Do they feel like the words, the doctrine that you are pushing out, it is in correspondence with what resonates with their spirit, or with what they believe? All right. And on top of that, even then, you have Israelites that don't even resonate with the truth. You also have Hamites who may look like us, or are even darker than us, that don't even resonate with the truth. So again, you can't just go by appearances. You can't say, okay, well, Hamites look darker than her, then she's not an Israelite, and the Hamites are Israelites, when again, I literally said they are Hamites, when they are so-called Africans. All right. So of course, it's not about what you look like. And apparently, based off of this, it's like not just based off of this, but based off of my on what I've heard a lot lately, there are a lot of people that claim to be Israelites that have a hard time believing that Israelites can look like the other nations. Okay, that's been a very big topic or hot topic or controversy. All right, that people just cannot accept. They cannot accept that. They cannot accept that. This person is. Let's just say, for example, I don't know if she is. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't. But they can't accept that. This is an Israelite. Okay, if an Israelite actually looked like that, there was even I forgot what it is. Let me see if I can find it. There was definitely there was a not GMS, but there was an Israelite camp in the Philippines. Yeah, this is here. This is it. This is, yeah. Okay, here.
What's your name?
So I'm
Shalom. How you doing, Shalom? Shalom. Her name is peace be unto you.
There's your test.
All right, there she goes.
Shawashah, Yasharallah.
All right. So yeah. Anyway, basically, you get the point. This is literally the person I remember seeing. She was talking about how she is an Israelite and she's in an entire whole community in the Philippines where they obviously look like, I don't know why this is the only video, but anyway, they all look like. My name's they all look like they all look like Israelites. All right, and they are they all don't look like Israelites, but they are. I'll link this in the description as well. But they are Israelites, and they acknowledge that, and they, I guess, attempt to follow the law, statutes, commandments, and following YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. All right. So yeah, and so yes, this is an example of speckled bird, diaspora Israelites that don't necessarily look like so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, but are still Israelites, nonetheless. All right. Now continuing on, again. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 3, then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations which Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee. He scattered us across all the nations. There's going to be Israelites in all the different nations that look like all the different nations. All right. And we need to return onto Yahweh Shai, which actually going to here. No, wrong one. Mark chapter 14 verse 9, verily I say unto you that wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. That's basically where the word has to be preached throughout the whole world so that all the elect can be sealed. All right. And funnily enough, what's it called? I believe it was Elder Apostle Tahar. I think he said he said he believes that most of the elect are going to look like the other nations rather than so-called blacks, Hispanics, or so-called black people. I think I believe that's what he said. I don't remember the exact direct quote, but I can definitely what's the word? See that, even though I'll admit, as of right now, from what I see, but that's the thing, it's not about what I see, it's more so about what the Lord has in place, and you never know what the Lord has in place. Maybe now, through a lot of the labor of the so-called not Hispanic, black-looking Israelites, okay, a lot of them might fall out the truth, okay, because I've seen lots of so-called blacks, fall out the truth and whatnot. All right, so it could end up being where, okay, well, it's mostly Hispanics, mostly Native Americans, it's mostly all the other diaspora that look like the other nations. But the thing is, what an Israelite looks like does not matter. That does not matter. The only thing that matters is your bloodline goes to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. So if you are a part of the Israelites, the 12 tribes, then that's when you are an Israelite, and that's when you are going to be accepted by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So yes, this is what we're waiting for all these other nations, especially and Slaki. That's one of these things that I kind of always. I did a video on it where I'm over here thinking like, okay, so if you are let's say for example, because I think this is in the Philippines, they live in the Philippines, and it's like not Philippines in general, there could be Israelites that know that they're Israelites. Okay, let's say for example a Chinese person, they know they're an Israelite. Okay, they're watching the videos, they know English. It could be it might not be your lot to go and do lessons. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it might be your lot to take videos like these and put the translations in so that other people that don't know the language, okay, are able to understand it, okay, so that they are given the opportunity to repent as well, okay. So, and it's like that's the thing that I said, and I made lessons on, where if you don't just even if you don't think that you are capable of explaining or teaching and whatnot, what you can do if you are bilingual, trilingual, all right, is just simply translate lessons or put the closed captions on it. All right, that's the simple thing, especially from other brothers because I know lots of brothers that are bilingual, all right, like brothers who make French lessons and English lessons and do all that translation stuff. Okay, it's a lot of work, but they still do it. All right, for their part of the ministry, and you don't need to think that because that is a big thing for you to do, to be able to participate, because if you aren't able to break the stuff down, you're able at the very least to translate, okay, to be the interpreter. All right, but continuing on, and it's lucky again, like that just might be the one of the biggest missing links for that we need for the last of the elect to be awakened. All right, for the brothers that have been that are in what's those country? Spain? No, not Spain, because there's already so-called Hispanics and they speak Spanish, not French, Russian. Okay, whatever language they speak in Russia, I think Russian. Africa, all right, China. What else? What other nations? It's basically all these other nations, all right, where there might be an Israelite that knows that they're Israelite, they know English and they're watching this, but they're watching these videos, but they have to, because Slocky, that's another thing. If you actually go to my stuff, I saw in my audience things that there's a lot of different people from different countries. Where was it? Over here. Okay, so here. United States, let's see. Lifetime. Over here. Okay, here. South Africa, Philippines, Australia, United Kingdom, Nigeria, Netherlands, Spain. All right, and I think this still doesn't show all of it, but this is an example, and I think this is all English speaking. I don't know about Switzerland, and Netherlands, I don't know, but I know most of these are English speaking languages, and I think what other languages do they have? Because I think Nigeria has some French speaking people. Obviously, Spain has Spanish. But yeah, you basically you see all the stuff that's going on, and for us, we are to do that. But obviously, unfortunately for me, I only know one language, and I can't really do anything about that. I tried learning multiple different languages. They don't stick. Oh well, that's not my lot, but it could be your lot if you are watching from one of these nations or another nation that I don't know of. All right. It could be your lot to kind of take control and translate the stuff, or learn and go and do it in whatever language besides English. All right, to kind of like just put it in another language so that more people can actually see it. Hold on, let me actually just do a quick Google search. I'm actually curious now. Google let's go to the direct one so I can English. Let's try Arabic then. So so let's search this up right quick. Like, this is the type of stuff that you're never able to see it yourself. Maybe you need to be in a different thing. Or you need to type it up. Okay, never mind then. I want to try one more time. I'm gonna try one more time. Let me try another language. I want to try Chinese. I think that's the easiest thing. Plus, China is pretty big. I'm sure they have a lot of stuff. Maybe not. Okay, I will check this out. Let's see. Okay, let me try it one more time. Let me see. Here. Slocky, I'm very curious. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, you see you see stuff like this. It's different. Okay, whenever you type something in, in another language on YouTube, you get different stuff. Okay, I'm curious about this. Okay, we're gonna check this out. Obviously, we don't expect to understand them, but I will say I'm curious. I think she speaks English.
嗨，同学们，欢迎来到快速参考。今天我们的名字“希伯来人”这一个词呢，就第一次出现在之后以色列国的12支派。
Okay, yeah, I can't fucking understand. Let's check this next one.
今天告诉你为何耶和华就是大家不信耶稣的原因。第一个原因，生气。你有读过圣经的话，那些不信他。
Let's check this. What the fuck this says? Because this is not helping at all. Okay, so irrelevant.
1583年，意大利的天主教利玛窦属教会。
Oh, this might be interesting, I guess. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Never mind. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you basically get it. There are, well, actually, this does prove one thing. It does prove that the fact that there are other Christian channels in these other nations. Like, for example, you saw Chinese Christians or Chinese Jehovah's Witnesses. So on that same sense, even though I don't know how to search it up properly, the Chinese could know how to search up whatever the things, okay? Or maybe I'm using the wrong terms, all right? That's basically the thing, because you saw in the Google Translate when I swapped the languages, Yahweh turned into Jehovah, which that's basically how they in their languages say the name, which is not the same, okay? Anyway, continuing on, let's continue on. Romans chapter 8 verse 16, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And that's basically the thing where it's not about what we look like, it's about the spirit, it's about the inward man, the inward person, okay, that we are Israelites. And it's not based off of appearance, because this person looks like a thing, but maybe I'm not saying they are definitively, I'm not claiming that, I'm just saying maybe, you never know, especially the fact that they acknowledge their heritage and know about the history, which is something that they don't do. Even in addition to that, you have this example, which they actually know that they're Israelites and fully claim that. All right, I'm gonna link all these videos in the description. But again, this whole you can only be an Israelite if you look a certain way, or if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, is going off, and that is wrong. This is not what determines it, because that is, if you're saying it based off your appearance, then okay, well, why don't you accept the Hamites as well? All right, unless they foolishly accept the Hamites, which again, that is wrong. Now, continuing on, John chapter 7 verse 24, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. You can't say, oh, this is not an Israelite. All right, you can't say that they are not Israelites because of what they look like. All right, you have to judge it based off trying the spirit, seeing, does their spirit resonate with the truth? Do they say their names? Do they accept YAHAWAH and MANASHAH? All these different things, rather than, oh, well, you look like this, so I don't like you. All right, like that's just as stupid as freaking Esau is, where Esau looks at us and hates us, when there's so many Israelites that look like so-called white people that they get away with stuff because their skin is so-called white. All right. And yeah, maybe they do suffer the curses, but they still get away with doing certain things because they don't look like so-called black people. Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 17, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Yahawah's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And that's the thing where you're not supposed to just say, okay, well, I see this person is a so-called white person, so I'm gonna hate them, or I see this person so-called white as a so-called black person, I'm gonna hate them. And you know, the funny thing is that there have been Edomite looking people that have gone online and told stories about how, saying how, when I was in this store or whatever, there was this racist ass cash register that did X, Y, and Z, and I looked at them confused, like, why are you doing that? And then they started acting right when they saw that I wasn't going to participate or encourage their racist unfair behavior. All right, so that was one of those examples of them quote unquote being betrayed by their people, when in actuality maybe that wasn't their people. Maybe it was just the fact that those people that look like those so-called Edomites are actually Israelites, and they don't know that, and they are over here getting treated the same way as another Edomite, unbeknownst to them that they are actually Israelites. All right, and the Lord just has to either wake them up, or maybe the Lord's just not dealing with them at all, and the Lord puts a spirit on them to be able to recognize that this is not right. Now, in addition to that, finally, to end things off, Matthew chapter 13 verse 24, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, this not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye up first the tares, and bind them in the bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And that's basically the thing where when it comes to these wheat and tares, the tares are represented by either non-Israelites that look like Israelites, or Israelites that look like Israelites but are actually, for Esau Edom. All right, as well as non-Israelites and Israelites that look like Israelites that look like Israelites but are actually heathens, and non-Israelites that look like heathens but are actually Israelites. Slack it, let me start over. The first one, the tares are represented by heathens that look like Israelites. Heathens that look like his Israelites. Slack it, that's it. Or Israelites that are actually Israelites and look like Israelites but work for the enemy, basically. All right, these are the two separate subsections, separate sections of tares. All right, as a result of that, what the Lord said is, keep these two with the wheat, which the wheat are the Israelites, which look like Israelites and are for YAHAWAH, as well as the second one, which is Israelites but look like non-Israelites, that look like heathens. For example, a Chinese looking person but is actually an Israelite. All right, or let's just say, for the sake of argument, Blake Griffin, Steph Curry, and Logic. Okay, those three examples that look like Edomites but are actually Israelites. All right, so an example with that example, okay, you say that, okay, so leave them all together, let them grow, and then when it's time for the Lord, for Yahawashi to return and to take his wheat or take his people, deliver his people, what's going to happen is the Lord's going to destroy specifically only the tares, all right, to burn through the thermonuclear fire or judgment, all right, and keep and preserve the Israelites, which the Israelites are Israelites that look like Israelites and Israelites that look like heathens but are actually Israelites, all right. So that's basically what we have to look forward to. Slakia, if it seemed a bit hard to keep up with, but yeah, like, just again, you know, you never know. These are potential. This is a potential example of an Israelite, and this is a literal example of an Israelite that that looks like the other nations. Okay, so with that, I pray the system was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, Rakwak Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone of Bible and Shalom.